Good afternoon. I'm Laurel Fairworth.
And I'm Ellen Barkan. Welcome to The Cutting Edge.
And we have a really timely show today for the upcoming Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is in October. And with us to talk more about it, amongst other things, is Rosemarie Beauchemin Verzella. Okay, I got it.
You got it. You're clear.
And I know her and love her. I didn't want to mess it up, okay? And she is the founder and president, owner of the Beau Institute for corrective and permanent cosmetics. And so I want to ask a little bit more about what that is and how you got there. You know, that is an interesting and different field. So tell us about yourself and your journey.
Yeah, it was really weird because I'd never heard of it. Got a phone call from a doctor saying he was in mammography and he said, you need to make my women feel better. They're losing lashes, hair, brows, and I was a makeover artist. So that was it. He said, you need to go learn permanent makeup. And I'd never heard of it, looked into it, traveled out to the West Coast because that's the only place that it was. And then several times, little by little, put it together and opened a practice with a plastic surgeon. So it was great.
Well, tell us more about what some of the services that you offer, like what you do.
What we do is, of course, we do eyebrows. A brow is a lot of women that come in to, especially into our training, they think they have to do something very dramatic, scars, areola, to make a huge impact on a woman. And an eyebrow is a huge impact.
Right.
It's really, really something that makes a big difference of freedom and confidence in their lives.
It's like one of those things you don't think about until you don't have them.
Because
And then-
exactly.
Right.
And you're expressionless without it.
Yeah.
So eyebrows are the heart of the business, always. And so that's always fun to see the difference that we make there. And then a little bit of eyeliner. A lot of your
Permanent
baby
kind of eyeliner, you're saying, right?
It's like tattooing, basically. You're tattooing.
Yeah. Okay.
Your baby boomers can't see. People that wear glasses can't wear eyeliner. It's very difficult, or it moves during the day.
Yeah, sure.
It'll
Yeah,
kind
please,
of run.
yeah.
Plus you look
Or
great
when you
wake
cry.
up in
Yeah,
the morning,
right,
right? You're not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So they love that, and then we do some lip color because generally when women mature, what happens is the color goes inward, away from the vermilion border, and it kind of escapes it. So we bring it back with color, and it's just very youthful, very, very
How
youthful.
terrifying, I've always wondered this about tattoos. How terrifying is it to stand over somebody with a needle for the first time and know that this is going to be permanent? If my hand slips, that's going to be permanent. It's got to be terrifying.
Great question. And of course, we teach as well. So, and we're dealing with that. And I always let them know I never forgot that feeling. You know, I don't want them to feel like they are the odd man out, that I wasn't frightened. You know, yes, I was. Took my time, remembered my rules. You never follow anything that's not drawn on. And you move slowly, and you have control. And you always have control of that eye, and you always have a stretch to keep you in control of the procedures.
What about, I know you also do some other type of more, I would call it reconstructive kind of things.
The paramedical.
With the nipple tattooing and scar camouflage. Can you tell us a little about that? I know there's a lot of women out there who would want to know about the services you perform in that area.
The tragic part is that it's growing. You know, with the numbers in breast cancer, we see so many women, and we don't only see them right out of surgery. You know, we usually, like 3 months, the surgeon will give us some medical clearance. We're seeing them 5 years out, 6 years out, where they can't go back to the well and be insured. So we do it free. We need the models need to work, and the person needs it done, the survivor. So we have a win-win-win situation. We're very lucky. And in that, this woman seriously walks differently, talks differently, and
because she has more confidence now that
she's
now that the
familiar.
breast is complete.
Yeah, well,
she'll
she'll
tell you
whole
she
again.
avoided mirrors for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years out, and now we put her back together.
So your business is
really
two-pronged.
fun.
You have people who are just getting permanent makeup because they're aging and their eyebrows are thinning and everything else, and then you have this whole medical need
Yes,
people who are
right.
doing it
There's
for
also
that
millennials
reason.
too, who are into the eyebrows and all that
Oh,
kind of thing.
big time.
Which
With
is-
the microblading, yeah. It's like such a buzzword. And
What is that exactly? I keep hearing it and I don't know what it is.
I don't know
done-
either. It sounded good.
It sounded
but I
very
wasn't sure. It might be a dumb question, but we're asking anyway.
It's not at all. It's a little different. It's done with a hand tool, dipped in the pigment, same pigment. And it's a very, very fine stroke. And it's great for people that are terrified and say, oh my gosh, I'm afraid. You know, I just went a little bit. It's very soft, very natural, doesn't last as long, but it's also very beautiful. Can we achieve the same effect? Yes, with the machine, we can.
So it's not permanent, it's like semi-permanent.
No. Well, we don't say semi-permanent in this country because we're so litigious, but if you were to describe it as less permanent as the machine, it's less permanent.
Not quite as permanent as
Not quite as
permanent.
Mildly permanent.
Giant shrimp kind of thing. Okay.
And it all fades, no matter what. Eyeliner, brows, lips.
Even the
it all-
permanent, even
yeah.
the
But
permanent.
if he gets 10 years or whatever, the
Sure,
longevity
yeah,
is, that's
sure,
still
yeah.
worth it that you
Yeah,
had for that
absolutely.
amount of time.
Even if a
I'd be
woman
happy
has, if a woman that's never had eyebrows has 6 months with a microblade before she goes back for a touch-up, she's a happy camper.
Yeah.
Right.
She's happy.
So that's, the microblading is less than the
Generally
permanent,
less
what
than
you're
the
calling
machine.
the permanent, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
a little less than the machine.
Is it less
Yeah.
painful? I mean, the machine
No.
is like a tattoo, it's needles, right? I mean, it's,
We numb for everything.
Oh, you do? You
Yeah,
do.
Okay,
everything
so
is
nothing
pre-numbed.
hurts.
No, I mean, maybe a little scratchy in
Yeah, but
spots,
no.
no.
So let's talk about, we in the open we were discussing or mentioned the upcoming Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October. And you have a day coming up during that month to invite people. So how about if we talk about, which is called the Bow Day of Hope. So how about if you
Great name.
tell us, Bow Day of Hope, I
Yeah.
love it. Tell us about it.
Sure. We are, you know, even though we do it all year without fees, we make an event. And that event is, it goes far. You know, it sends out ripples to other practitioners, other schools, really around the globe. And what we do is we have a table set with nothing but pink and pink balloons everywhere and delicious food. Panera donates the breast cancer ribbon bagels and strawberry cream cheese, so everything's pink.
And
it's
this
beautiful.
year, you're going to be
This
paired
year,
with
Living Beyond Breast Cancer.
who helps women with all kind of things.
Sure, yeah.
Once they've had
They
it.
do.
So
They're
this
amazing.
is
They're amazing.
really
It's an amazing
They're
organization.
amazing.
involved with this. And
Yeah.
the date is
And the date is October 24th, Thursday, October 24th. And last year, a lot of the girls that are active in living with breast cancer are part of the rowers, the dragon boat people. And they came last year in their regalia, and it's just a big party. And all of these women come in that didn't know each other. And you watch them sit and have lunch and become
and
best
are you
friends.
performing services that day, or
We
are
do.
you?
We do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
for
Usually
free, right?
three of us.
You have to make an appointment, correct?
Yeah, right,
But
right.
then what will happen if someone does make an appointment?
Then they'll get in on that day,
Right.
and then they'll have lunch, and then if they don't get in, if we book up on that day,
But meaning they'll have their nipples
we are going to have the next
tattooed,
class.
right?
Yes.
For free.
Yes.
Incredible.
And it's a 3D effect, and it looks so real. You
How
have
do
to
you do
touch
it?
it. It's just simultaneous contrast. It's light and dark.
It's. I mean, you've seen those people
light and dark.
in the bathing suits, the painted bathing suits
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can't tell. You really
Yeah,
have to be
yeah,
like, is that
yeah.
real?
So
Like,
it's
you
the
know,
pigment of
it's
the
amazing.
inks, or is it the
It's
skill
the
of
contrast,
the how do you-
right? Yeah.
It's the
skill?
skill. Where to put
Yeah.
light, where to put dark, where to
Yeah.
put nothing. And all of that brings it to life and gives you the illusion of protrusion.
I know you are also a pioneer in the field and have worked with legislators on enacting laws. You go and speak. Can you tell us about some of the interesting places and people that you've spoken to and explain this industry and what's needed and what's coming ahead?
It is interesting because I was on the steering committee for the state of New Jersey, and we established our regulations there, and I think they're the best. I'm praying Pennsylvania adopts them. We have everything in place, including a certified test, and so we're hoping for that. But it was interesting because no one knew what to do with us. So the easiest thing was to say, you can't do it. And in Massachusetts, you had to be an MD for years
Really?
before they finally recognized.
How did tattoo artists
what
get
it
around
was.
that?
They
Like,
didn't. There weren't any.
Oh, there aren't any.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, they weren't allowed to do the face. They weren't allowed to do, you know, the body, the areola. So that was a great intro. And then I began working at places like teaching at Sloan Kettering, Columbia University. And what's so interesting is they each have their own belief system. One may be more nipple sparing, one may be more breast sparing, one may be. So every time I go out to teach, I learn. You know, it's now we have the merger between Jefferson and Temple. Well, that brought the Burn Center into Philadelphia rather than out by Temple. Not that that wasn't Philly, but it brought it in closer to 8th and Market, and they reached out to us. So we're working on a lot of burn survivors.
I'm thinking you must be doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who would need
color.
Who would lose any pigment or color.
Right.
Or,
Whether it's vitiligo, whether it's a burn survivor, any place that we can place the color to make something look original and real.
put you
again.
back to what you were.
You were, right, yeah.
So are you seeing the numbers growing of people who need your services? What are you finding?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, especially with the breast cancer. You know, sometimes they're left not only with needing the areola, but we do the whole breast and brows thing. Their brows don't come back. Sometimes the port scar is you know, stays more obvious, and we can go in and work on that. So I would say, and of course eyebrows are the thing, and now we've got the baby boomers.
Yeah.
So the baby boomers, you know, we tell these young girls coming through our training, they're your bread and butter. You know, makeup is always going to be your bread and butter. And then the other stuff you put right in between and you weave it in between. So, but everybody needs eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's
What about
really
your training
basic.
classes? Are they filling up? Are you finding with some of the hospitals condensing some of those people? Are they coming in to get training from you?
are.
And how often do you offer the classes so that people who are listening can know?
We offer once a month for a full primary class, and then there is an apprenticeship, which is wonderful. I mean, New Jersey asked for 15 cases, not a lot. And now you're putting out better practitioners, you know, than a 2-day or a 3-day training and turn them loose. So
Are these cosmetologists that are?
No, we have no prereqs in New Jersey, which makes me so happy because I may have a mom that stayed home with her children, and she's so artistic and creative, and now her
Yes.
kids reach an age, and she says, you know, I'd like to make people feel better.
Yeah.
Because when that class starts, and we have our trainees around that table, and I use the table, I want the intimacy.
Right.
And we have a big conference table. And I said, what do you think we all have in common? We all want to make people feel better and look better. So that starts us off all on the same page. Whether they're PAs, whether they're hairdressers, estheticians, housewives, we had an electrical engineer. You know, it's like, yeah, it's really, it's so much fun because I feel like everyone should have the right to do this. Everyone should have, you want to give everybody that same feeling of that reward.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
So
It
listen,
is.
unfortunately, we're
Yeah.
going to have to end right here because we're going to go to a commercial break. But definitely come out to the Bow Institute in New Jersey for the Bow Day of Hope, and you can find information at bowinstitute.com. So check it out, October 24th. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
Thank you.